This is Salamancer, and you are watching SalTV, and today we have a public safety announcement. Make sure that you listen to your mother when she tells you not to hit yourself with a Boston Basher, or you are going to end up like this guy. And by the way, I do have a guest caster with me today for this awesome game. It is Kip from Kip TV. What's up?
What's up, Salamancer?
Not a lot here, except that I heard this was a pretty awesome game. I know it's already been casted by, I think, Sigma, no, not Sigma, Seabear and Justin, and somebody else was in there too. So a very high caliber team has already done this, but it sounded like it was an amazing game between Mixup and Flow on CP Process, a map that I have only ever played once and never seen before.
Yeah, and I'm unfamiliar with it as well, so I hope you ready to answer both of my questions.
Yeah, absolutely. That is what we're going to do today. And it looks like right now Mixup actually backing away, which you'd kind of expect after losing both their soldiers. Lansky and Platinum are down. And Flow is really rolling through onto the second point. They haven't even capped mid yet, and they're on the second point right now, attacking it. It's pretty crazy stuff. But right now, yeah, we've got Hardblue jumping in, and it looks like the Ubers are popped. So KBK managed to stay alive through that mid-fight, which is pretty important for them. They lose Smacka, though, so no Demo Man, no sticky traps anywhere, which just makes it a lot easier for Flow to... I was going to say it makes it easy for them to push in, and now they're getting destroyed.
Yeah, it looks like Dabes took down Medic, was able to pressure him really well. Now Halper's the only one left, and he goes down too, so that's a wipe for Mixup.
Yeah, and I mean, Hardblue stayed alive for an exceptionally long time there, but he really wasn't able to do any damage. So yeah, and you know, if you haven't watched a lot of competitive sixes, then some of the names are a little bit weird, I know. So you've got Hardblue over there. WW is actually Wonderwall, and then over on Mixup, the only one that's really tough there is Dabess, which is Moose.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
Dabes, right.
Yeah. He's Dabess.
So sorry. Ah, I get it. Yeah, that's clever.
But that is the team, and so right now we're checking out Mihigh's Flow in the blue, sitting back on their second point after losing that mid. It's pretty much what happens when you wipe out. So your opponents will come and take the points from you. And Soup down immediately as the Uber is popped once again for KBK. He's actually keeping the Uber on his scouts most of the time, just to make sure they stay alive as they deal a lot of damage up close and personal to the Mihigh's Flow team. And what's going on here? Pure and Ruin actually doing a back cap on mid. Pure on the medic, Ruin on the heavy, and Pure gets a kill on KBK with the Uber Saw.
Oh, wow.
Man, this probably ties anything I have ever done in any pub game. They were going for the back cap, but it turns out they failed, and now their last point is getting captured.
And that is that.
Absolutely is, and even KBK asking, "What are you doing?" I don't know where they were hiding. It could have been in the sewers, but yeah, that was just weird.
Indeed. And I'm not too familiar with sixes, but even I can tell that was a little wacky.
Yeah, so we do see the demo man getting out there right away. Smacka taking the rollout behind the crates here. And, my friend sent me a video on like the fastest rollout to mid, but I don't even remember what it is anymore. Wow, good damage coming in on the blue soldiers, but they are putting a lot of pressure right now on Mixup. Wonderwall the first to die, though, and they do trade Lansky for him. Schreier getting a nice kill there. Now Mixup dropping back once again. They've lost both their soldiers in this mid-fight. And KBK is going to back away with just Smacka left alive. The two of them not quite coordinating on which way they need to go, but they've got the Uber ready to go.
So now here with this push, what is the role of... You got 6 people, obviously. What's the role of the roaming soldier here? Because he's not going to be doing the same thing the other soldier is, right?
Yeah, actually, interesting that right now our roaming soldier for Flow appears to be Hardblue, and he's playing Spy. So he's decided to just drop the soldier altogether. But basically, he's taking the same role that he would if he were a roaming soldier, which is that he wants to get in there and get a kill on the medic, or get at least an important kill somehow, to kind of force the red team into a weird position, which then gives the rest of his team an opportunity to go in and get a lot of damage done. So he is decloaking right now behind the medic, and he's gonna get the kill on KBK.
Wow.
Beautiful. Plus, they haven't spotted him yet, so he's actually standing upstairs behind. Is that Smacka? Oh, he's gonna die though. Lansky takes him down, but it's too late. It doesn't matter. There's an Uber just finishing up for Pure, and they're doing a lot of damage to Mixup.
Oh, but the heavy comes in and is able to stave off that cap. They barely made that. Saved it. Ruin's the only one left alive.
Yeah, he is. He's actually hiding not that close to the last point, but behind the staircase, the point's so close to getting capped that if nobody sees him, he could rush in for back cap, but he's decided against it. He's going to back away and maybe just get some kills here. But yeah, that heavy, that was the saving grace for them right there on their last point. Otherwise, if they didn't have the heavy out there dealing massive damage, I think it would have gone the other way.
Now I see the best is now on Sniper, so what is he trying to do here? Oh, well, never mind, trying to stop that, but that didn't work.
Yeah, they were doing some weird off-classing stuff there on Mixup. They had Enigma on the Engineer as well, just starting to set up a sentry. And so they were in that weird position where it's like, well, we don't have a level 3 sentry up yet, and our Sniper doesn't really know which way anybody's coming in. The last point of process is actually really big, and you have a lot of time when people are trying to walk through those doors before they can actually get on top of you with a soldier or whatever else. So a Sniper can work both offensively and defensively. Right now we are getting a mid-fight, not a MiG fight. A MiG fight would be, I guess, more of a air combat simulator thing. But wow! We didn't even get to see most of the action there on my screen, but Mixup just decimating their opponents. Pure, the only one left. He's getting popped up into the air. Oh, missing the air shot. But it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and that's a wipe. Ooh.
Absolutely is. KBK just now respawning, but there's nobody to pick him up, so he's not going to get immediate heals going on. And he's actually just
Sniper? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's waiting for that forward spawn. He was
Gotcha.
just kind of sitting around in the spawn area waiting to get the respawn. Now he has respawn there, and he's actually building Uber at a pretty fast rate. Yes, he is using the Kritzkrieg, so that could be a really fun thing. And
no, it looks like Ruin went is going Ingy and building a tier 3 on the last point there.
That he is. He will want it to be level 3 when the opponents arrive, but you see that they have already captured the second point, so he's got to work fast. And actually, he might not know it, but KBK having that crits, this sentry, this is the perfect counter to a crits, because of course the Kritzkrieg does not do any extra damage to a sentry. The sentry always deals damage to the target it's shooting at, and there's no invulnerability when you have a Kritzkrieg, so that's a perfect blind counter to the crits right there. Crit stickies coming in, and they're just not doing any damage yet. Although Hard Blue did get taken out. Now there's a scout on the point, but the Uber does come in to save the day just temporarily. Pure popping it just barely in time. Enigma, though, just staying alive here. And so Lansky, the first one to die from Mixup, as a lot more players come dive bombing towards the point. I don't know if they're going to get it, though. It's close right now as, yeah, more players dying for Flow. And there you go. It's 2-1. Mixup versus Flow.
Whoa. I didn't see what happened to the sentry there.
Actually, neither did I. I was watching the Enigma cam for a while, but it probably did get taken out. They do get spammed down really quickly. When you've got like 2 soldiers and a demo man shooting at them, that sentry's not going to last very long. But the point of it is, I mean, you can have the engineer sitting in his spawn, and then he can just change back over to scout or something. So it's like having an extra man on your team with no respawn time, pretty much.
I see.
But that's how they use it in 6s anyway. I don't know about Highlander so much. I haven't played a lot of Highlander NG.
Well, as a Highlander injury, I say you never leave your gun. You never leave your gun.
Yeah, and in 6s they tend to leave it a lot. And wow, nice kill there on KBK by Hard Blue. Although he's the only one left for his team. Point getting capped, and oh man, he's getting outplayed right now by Smacka, who just knows exactly where he's going with those sticky bombs. Kaboom!
Ooh. Only left with 19 health though, so he's not gonna do too much more of that.
Yeah, he can't push forward very far right now. The rest of his team is pushed on to... No, they haven't. They're back on their own second point, just waiting for their medic to respawn. So, Ubers are about even, actually. And now we get to watch what a fight between second and third looks like again. Right now, Wonderwall, who I think is still playing Pocket this game, which is a little bit weird because normally he is, I think, the roamer in Hard Blue's Pocket. But Wonderwall keeping the high ground right here, which makes it a lot harder for those rockets to hit him. And Mixup is playing pretty far back. I think they know they actually have an Uber disadvantage, so they don't want to keep their medic where he can get shot.
Right now I'm following the Wonderwall cam, and he seems to be in this suit. Well, he just got taken out in the sewers, but it seems like to be a good escape route for them. And of course, I don't know this map at all, so how did the sewers play into this push from the second to third point?
Not usually very well, and you see that Mixup actually shut that down really effectively. Once they called out their opponents were in the sewer, it became, ooh, Enigma with a nice kill there, it became a very easy task for them to just walk in and mop up. The sewers are... oh, wow, Enigma dodging some crazy damage. Sorry, I'm interrupting myself. Man.
Oh, jeez.
Wonderwall getting some nice kills. Can he stop this capture on the point, though? I don't think he can. And we might just see Mixup with an early lead in the half. Anyway, the sewers... I'm sorry about the sewers. They're very, very narrow and very, very long. It's a long, narrow hallway where spam, like rockets and sticky bombs and whatever else, does a lot of damage. So you really have to take your opponents by surprise, and it's not going to happen very often. Anyway, Mixup is building the Uber right now. They're on their opponent's second, but they don't have an advantage. And you do see, yeah, Wonderwall on the sniper right now, and Shrugger on the heavy, and Ruin on the engineer again. So it looks like the engineer is very favored on this last point.
Yeah, I can see that. Just because you have a lot of area, but do you know if the Wrangler's allowed in ESEA?
It is not, and so that is why you're not going to see those Wrangled sentries going up. I think players would complain about it way too much if it were ever allowed, and you do see a lot of damage coming down on the scout right now. Oh, those rollers could actually kill him. No, okay, Enigma is still alright. But yeah, the sentry, one of its main uses, because it cannot be wrangled, it pretty much is just going to take down, you know, people like that, Enigma, who are trying to dive bomb in and get a kill on the medic. It'll also stop anybody from rocket jumping in, and of course rocket jumping, just the main way soldiers move around. What just happened? Harblue! I think he just got air shot pretty nastily by Platinum. I'm not entirely sure. It could have been that he just killed himself there, but it looked like a nice air shot. Platinum is sneaking in. Yeah, they do spot the sentry now. It's actually, they are out of its range, so there goes the sentry gun. Smack had taken it down with those sticky bombs with some help from Platinum. And that does mean, I think, yeah, Ruin is swapped out. Wow, actually, Ruin got a nice kill on KVK. That's what you want to happen with your sniper on these last points. Pick off the medic as he comes in before he pops the Uber. And that is exactly what happened. Oh, here does pop the Uber just in time to save himself against this soldier. Lansky goes down. And now Mihai's Flow actually pushing back out to the second point. It was a pretty solid defense from them. But at the moment, Flow, yeah, they are actually going to push through, well, not the sewers area, but this, what do they even call this? Maybe the map room? Because it's got a map in it? I don't know. I've heard things called map room before.
Yeah, there's a map room in every map, it seems like.
Well, I'm going to call it that then. Process has its own map room now. But they did walk through that. It's one of those places where it's a very narrow choke point, so it's tough to push through effectively, especially when you're pushing against soldiers and demo men. Ruin seems like he may want to go in there and watch that, and in fact, no, they are going to push through it. So I'm not sure if Mixup is going to expect this, and yeah, they're not. They don't have anybody. Oh, there is a sticky trap over there, but it doesn't catch anyone. That's a cute little area for a trap, actually. But there you go, Wonderwall taken down right away in this push, and Harblue is going to have to get in and do some crazy damage. Ruin looks like he wants to as well. But there is a back cap going on, and that's actually, I don't know if that's going to help Mixup right now, because that just means that they've got one player backed away from the Flow team, while the rest of Flow is fighting concentrated against Mixup, and there's already somebody on last.
And Pure's getting challenged here by, oh, well, never mind again.
Yeah, Enigma going in
Whenever
for the
I pick
kill.
up on something, the game ends. All right.
Pretty much, yeah. The game is about caps and not about killing the medic so much. Although killing the medic can help, I think Enigma was a little out of position there to defend that last point. That's one thing that Pure, I think, would actually tell us about this game, is that he likes to distract people, and he likes to play mind games. So he was probably trying to distract Enigma from that cap.
Oh, well, he distracted me too, so well done.
Mid fight going down, and Enigma doing some pretty decent damage on Harblue. He's down to 15 health, but he's going to grab this kid, sneak up behind. Oh, 4 health left, though, as the scout spots him and takes him down. And this time around, it looks like Flow will handily cap the middle point. Oop, I'm going to fly my camera through a rock. I'm really good at that. Wonderwall making some... Oh, trying to make some crazy jumps and kind of flubbing that, so I'm sure he's happy to have that on camera.
Yep.
But right now, Mixup is situated behind the second point at these big 1 and 2 doors. No idea why there is a 1 and 2, but maybe it's just to help people name the entrances. I'm sure they don't call them that at all.
All right, now we can go back to my question before about the roamer soldier.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so
Both of them seem to be alive, but they're pushing in right now. But only...
Yeah, so you had Harblu and Wonderwall, and I'm pretty sure in this game that Wonderwall is actually kind of playing the roaming role. Pocket, I mean, you pretty much just want to stay with the medic, which is what Wonderwall is doing right now. You stay with the medic, you keep him protected, you know, like your heavy and Highlander. The roamer, on the other hand, he just wants to get in and do crazy damage to the enemy medic. And Wonderwall actually going back to his roamer days there, trying to dive bomb that medic as he tried to distract for Pure to escape. But the whole point of the roamer is really to make plays and to suicide at key moments. And if you're not suiciding, then pretty much just watch the flank and stay away from your medic. You know, you don't want to take up too many heals because your medic will not be able to buff up his pocket fully or whatever. So pretty much the whole idea is just look, make some plays, go in, suicide, kill somebody, and try to get the high value kills whenever possible. Harblu actually getting a nice spy pick.
Harblu going spy and getting a backstab. KBK dropped that Uber.
Yeah, that's not an easy thing to deal with. So I wonder if KBK saw that coming. Harblu putting a little smiley face down. Little bit of trash talk here and there, but it's classy. It's always classy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anyway, no, it's with the spy. It's not always the medic's fault that he actually drops the Uber. You know, it's just something he couldn't control. But Flow using that opportunity that Harblu made for them, and once again they are pushing forward. So that's one thing you'll see a lot from some roamers. Some of them like to stay on Soldier the whole game, but some of them, like Mackie, was absolutely famous for it with Quantic, and then Harblu seems to be enjoying it as well. They switch whatever class they want, Sniper, Spy, whatever, because the whole point is just to do something unpredictable and kill the enemy medic. And this, once again, Pure... Okay, so Flow doing something really cute here. They are actually... that is actually going to be the half, but I'm going to talk about that right now. What Flow was doing there was there's this area behind the point. It's like the second story with a couple of windows there, and the only way in is through the sides. So it looks like what Mihai's Flow is doing is pushing their soldiers immediately with the Uber into that room to try and clear it out and hold it for themselves, so that once the enemy's Uber fades, they can actually attack from the high ground, which that's pretty cute. I'm still trying to analyze what kind of tactics they're using myself, because this is, I think, a new map. Never been in the ESEA rotation before. And they are starting the second half.
That's something very different than Highlander. Usually you take about a half an hour pee break or something.
Yeah, these guys just like to get it over with.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do know from, I've played Highlander for like 2 seasons, and pretty much nothing ever starts on time.
Yep.
Which is, it's sort of true of 6v6 as well. You've still got to coordinate 12 people, but for the big games, they try to get there within like 20 minutes.
So I'm watching the Smacka rollout cam right here, and how important is it that he gets out there first?
Fairly. I mean, the demo, if he cannot get out there first and lay the stickies down to sort of deny his opponents and start dealing some damage to, you know, whoever he can, then you're not going to get any kind of damage advantage. And right now, Enigma doing some pretty good work here. He's still overhealed. He's got another kill on Wonderwall. And he's going to back away just for a second, but he's actually getting some good heals, and it looks like Pure and Soup are going to back away. But yeah, those demo men, when they get there, they want to immediately lay stickies down where they think the enemy is likely to show up through their rollouts. Because that way, you know, you've got a choice. You can either walk over those sticky bombs, or you can just try to go around the other way. And either way is good for the demo man, right? Because if you're walking over him, he can deal damage. And if you're walking away, then you get the point.
Makes sense. Ha, makes sense.
Yeah, it's a different team, sorry. We do have Flow sitting on their second point once again. Common territory for them, but we'll see how they decide to push this, if they decide to push this. Right now, Harblu is actually taking some heals from the medic, but he is at crit heals. He's getting those super fast buffs to 300, so it doesn't really matter at this point. And he's pretty much watching the flank at the moment, trying to keep the high ground so that he protects the medic. But that's kind of pocket-ish. I don't know, I think they're just trading off at the moment, he and Wonderwall trading pocket duties. Which Pure is probably okay with, because he likes to rotate it around a lot. As long as he knows somebody is there to protect him anyway. If nobody is, then he's got a problem.
Then what about the gunboats, though? Because I know the roamers usually will wear those to prevent taking damage when rocket jumping.
That's true. Although it looks like Harblu's not wearing his gunboats right now.
Oh, okay.
He would have this little silver on his feet if he were. And so yeah, he actually takes the Uber and is going to jump straight in, try to force Uber out of KBK, and he does. Yeah, he's got the shotgun out, so that's a very pocket thing to do. But yeah, the gunboats just make that roaming soldier much more able to dive bomb in, and if you kind of fail, you can leave one rocket and dive bomb back out and only take like 20 damage from the actual rocket jump. So, oh, KBK going down, so Hardblue with a nice kill. And that does mean that Pure, if he can stay alive here, which is iffy, but if he can stay alive, then he will have a big Uber advantage, and it looks like he will get away from this soldier, who is dealing a lot of damage to Soup, but Pure coming in from behind with the Uber saws.
Can he get it?
No, he didn't get the kill, but he got the Uber saws that he needed.
He survived that.
Yeah. That's
somehow.
Crazy medicing.
That's always fun.
It's really funny to see it happen in these high-level games, because, you know, in like a pub server, you can Uber chain all day long, but here it's tough. And Pure does pop that Uber that he was so graciously given by the soldier. Now going to start the cap on the second point, but they've got to be careful here on flow, because just one back... That is a train outside. Freaking trains. Just one person trying to back cap could have put a... I forget what I was going to say here. That train distracted me so much. It could have been a real downer.
There you go.
Anyway, Mixup now sitting on the second point that they really lost that because their push started to fail after they couldn't kill Pure. And Smacka jumping in right now. They are laying down a pretty good amount of damage to the red team, who do have to retreat kind of into their base. They may lose this point again. But here comes a big jump in by Hardblue, not going to do anything. Ouch, yeah, Mixup losing a scout and a soldier here, but a scout and a soldier down for flow as well. And the Uber is ready for KBK. Okay, so actually, I want to back up. Hardblue did do something there by dive bombing in. He didn't get any kills, but he delayed for long enough to let Pure get the Uber up, which is pretty important. Maybe he wasn't thinking about it, but that's what he did.
We'll say it was a great tactical effort.
Yeah, I know I've watched, watched my share of like StarCraft casts and whatever, and people are always like super excited about what this player did or that player did, and half the time they're just like, yeah, I wasn't planning that at all, it just happened.
Now, does the demo ever suicide in or dive bomb in or anything like that?
You'll see it happen every so often, especially if the scouts are dead. But right now, as you see, Debes Boost just took down Soup and did it very effectively. Those scouts, they're like the super hard counter to a demo man most of the time. So the demo's only going to jump in if he knows there's not going to be a lot of hit scan weapons capable of taking him out of the air. And yeah, now Moose is just hanging out on the last point because his team is capping. Now, his opponents have just spawned, but he's not quite going to get it. Just barely defending it, Wonderwall and Soup. Problem is they've still got to sit back here and sit on that point because it's got so much capture time on it that the slightest back cap could win this round for Classic Mixup. A lot of damage coming in, though. Platinum doing a crazy amount of hits here to Soup. He's just got to be careful not to die, and he does, in fact, get taken down by Wonderwall. So that's a good pick there on defense. Flow holding really far forward, which is kind of surprising because of this. But Soup does have a sticky trap laid down there, so Moose manages to die and not be that useful. But yeah, those forward holds, I mean, no matter what map you're looking at, Badlands, Process, whatever, if you're holding forward from your last point and you don't have anybody watching it, you're just begging for a back cap. And Moose now on the spies. We're going to have to watch that. He actually, he called medic while he was undisguised, which is weird because normally you don't want people to hear that. But he's using the cloak and dagger. So he's going to sneak in. Well, I would assume he's going to sneak in. Maybe not. Okay, looks like he's decided he doesn't want to at all. I have no idea what he's doing here. Moose, you need to disguise. Okay, now you need to... Okay, alright. I think he's finally decided which way he wants to go. Nope, still not thinking about it.
He's just messing with us.
He is.
Oh, it's agonizingly slow.
That's cloak and dagger. And there's a pyro out. Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no, the pyro! Oh no!
Oh, what?
Did they not see him?
What?
They didn't see him. Moose just got away with it.
Oh my god.
Okay, so he's waiting for his cloak to recharge here. He can move around a little bit more freely once it is charged up, but he might just be waiting until the medic shows himself. Hard Blue actually asked. I think they did. I think they saw him, but they don't know where he is. He's sitting in this corner right now. Okay, the sentry is taken down, so Moose might feel a little bit freer of moving around and getting a pick now. He does decloak here. And he's going for
he's going for
the cap.
The cap. Oh.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
Good try. Good try.
Yeah, that was some of the most intense and pointless spy play I've ever seen. So now Mixup is stuck with a player disadvantage, which means that Flo might poke out here a little bit. Probably not going to be able to push too far because there's stickies on like every door. You always hate that. Plus now Moose has decided to come back up on Sniper, which should be interesting. He's going to have to deal with Wonderwall though. Sniper battles.
Looks like Pure is still kind of paranoid about the spy. He's spy checking everything, shooting all his friends. So at least the threat of spy is definitely doing its job right now. Keeping that medic edgy.
Yeah. Oh, they do spot the sniper, and I think Wonderwall actually would have gotten the shot off on Moose. Might have killed him, except that he got popped in the air by Soup. And so now he's actually switched off of Sniper, going to go back to Soldier and just start dealing some spam damage. He can, I mean, he pretty much walk back into spawn and change classes whenever he wants to, which is a cute thing about defending this last point here on Process.
I see. So now we see Ruin on Heavy. So is the choice to off-class just arbitrary, or is there some real strategy going on here? Why, like, Ruin would go Heavy right here instead of what he'd done before, which is Inji?
I mean, there is strategy going into it, but it's hard to say what exactly he's thinking when he does it. If he's going Heavy, maybe he's just thinking, look, the sentry gets spammed too fast, and I don't like building them. so you could just be thinking, well, maybe I'll make myself into a mobile sentry gun, which is essentially what that Heavy is. And that way he can still shut down jumpers the same way. Nice trap by Soup, takes down Moose. But yeah, his decision to play Heavy here is, it could just be influenced by wanting to be mobile instead of wanting to hang out with a sentry gun.
Oh.
So he is going to sit up here on this ledge for a while. And he doesn't have to worry about a sniper at the moment, which is kind of nice. Meanwhile, there's still a lot of skirmishing and fighting going on right here in front of the door. And interestingly, Pure and Hardblue force the Uber very early out of KBK. They are going to have to jump away from this. And I think Hardblue might actually die here. He does. But what that did was just sort of reset the Uber building times here. So it's going to cause Mixup to be really incapable of pushing in effectively. Oh, they did take down Soup. Getting the demo is a pretty big deal. Nice air shots, though, and Platinum does go down. This is what you need that Heavy for, just to shoot people out of the sky. Enigma actually, yeah, took a lot of damage from that Heavy as well. It's not an easy thing to push in against this Heavy. Look how much health he has, just getting so many kills right now. And Hardblue punishing KBK for trying to retreat.
So even though Flo is down too right now, Mixup was hurting a lot. So they are, do you think, oh, here they go. Here they go. They are pushing out to the second point.
Yeah, they just got their respawns as well. So Mixup lost a lot of players in that. They lost their medic. So as long as Flo leaves one person on that last point, they will be okay. And I think they probably have left Ruin. Yeah, he is just now walking back in and changing class. So yeah, that was the thing, was that Mixup really only had maybe one person to try and get in there, and he was not going to be able to take on a Heavy. So they just left the Heavy back, and the rest of them went forward to cap. And now they are having to fight over this midpoint, though, where there's a lot more resistance coming out of the Mixup team. Still, it's just Smacka and KBK left alive, and Smacka, even though he's getting the heals, it's not enough to take on the Scout, who is now chasing down the med. He's not quite able to get the kill on KBK, and who is that? It's Moose. Got anything smart to say now? No, I don't. Never do. But there goes Moose. With Lansky jumping in after, and looks like he wants to try and chase down Pure, who did take a lot of damage. Or maybe just stop this capture. I guess he'll stop the capture for now.
Oh, going for the air shot, missing that. Oh, probably don't want me pointing that out, but...
You know what?
Oh, well.
If you miss an air shot, maybe you just need to practice more. Although I know that Lansky's been doing pretty well this season. Platinum missing another air shot there as well, but that would have been a tougher one to hit. But yeah, Flow down to just one player. It is Shrugger, and he, I think, was a respawner, so, or maybe not. But he's really being very, very passive about this whole thing, just sitting back on his last point. Doesn't want to go in for kills because he is a scout. Only had 125 health there until the overheal. And so now they have Ruin on the sniper, Shrugger on the heavy. And that leaves Hardblue and Wonderwall both as beefy, beefy soldiers. Lots of HP on those guys to soak up the incoming damage. Although Hardblue, I don't know what he was doing. Oh, no, I do know what he was doing. He got out there and he forced the Uber out of KBK. And actually, Platinum died for some reason. So Mixup has, had a one-player advantage, but there again, the power of the sniper completely shutting down that push. If Mixup had been able to push in with a 5-on-4 situation, they might have won it. So that sniper saved it for him. With Mixup now just getting their players back in position to attack.
So Flow's going to have the Uber advantage here, and even though they're on their last point, will they ever push out with this Uber advantage?
You know what? Knowing Mihai's Flow, I think they will, and they do. That is Pure. That's an excellent call there, Kip, because Pure is pushing out right now with Hardblue chasing down Smacka, and so they do take down that Demo Man immediately. They lost Soup and Ruin, though, and they are at risk of back cap, and this is why you don't usually want to do that. But yeah, that's something that Mihai's Flow especially, this team, which, by the way, is just dominating Invite. They were like, I don't know, 11-0 going into this game. It's something that Mihai's Flow is really known for, is they just attack whenever they feel like it. It's they're sort of breaking the metagame a little bit because their opponents really just do not expect them to be attacking as often and as aggressively as they do. But we'll see whether they can win this mid-fight and keep the pressure on, because right now it's just tied up, that back cap, keeping Mixup in the running. This time around, though, Mixup losing a lot of players at mid. Hardblue goes down, but only KBK is left. He's going to have to run away with that overdose and his pink Christmas hat.
And Ruin is and Super already on the other point. They're going to cap that and keep pushing, looks like.
Yeah, they're going to leave that. They were going to leave one scout behind. Hardblue waiting for the forward spawn, I guess. That's why he's on Pyro. Yep, he's going to get the spawn. And Ruin taking down Enigma right away. So this is pretty standard. Once you get such a big, huge mid-fight win, you take out all your opponents. You try and push in and just wipe out the enemy team, but it didn't work very well as Mihai's Flow now only has Hardblue left. He did take down Moose, and he comes in to force the pop at a KBK. He's actually going to get away with it for now. Oh, come on, Hardblue. That's just ridiculous.
Why so? Why is that ridiculous?
He honestly should... He was at like 18 health. A couple of shotgun shots or something would have killed him there, but apparently nobody was able to follow it up, even though there was an Uber. And now Smack It down means that Flow, they're going to have an easier time pushing in. There's still a sniper, but they've already got Wonderwall in on the medic. And there goes KBK. Wonderwall took him down. Actually killed Moose as well with the same rocket. So it looks like Flow are going to bring it to 4-3. And for those of you who already know how the game ends, because you saw it yesterday or whenever it was that happened, comparatively to when you watch it, don't spoil it for everybody else in the comments, because of course I actually know how this goes too, but I'm not going to spoil.
So the battle 5, right? 5 caps?
Yes, that is correct. Whoever gets to 5 first, or until time runs out. But I don't believe that it will. It doesn't usually in ESEA really, because you've got an hour to get to 5 caps. It's a long time. And Soldier jumping in. Smacka is really pretty good at those sticky air shots. Those are kind of impressive to hit. Looks like he is doing some good damage this mid-fight, and there is a soldier coming up there, but he's going to miss that one. Wonderwall gets the kill on KBK, so no medic right now for Mixup. Pure is still alive. Of course, he cannot stop a point by himself with 80% Uber, but he is going to have an Uber advantage once the rest of his team respawns. Now they are pressing out towards the second point once again. And Soup's just going to start laying sticky bombs down everywhere and try and see if he can't spot his opponents with some hit dings. It's a cute thing to do. And actually, they are just going to push this with Uber advantage. pretty standard to do, but we'll see if they can actually make it work. Soup taking some damage as he comes through the door, but they are doing a good amount themselves. Platinum actually did land on a health kit, but he is right back down to being in low health territory. 18 HP left on that guy. Moose going to come in and start dealing some damage to the heavy, but actually the heavy at mid, unusual to see out of most 6v6 teams, but doing very well for Flow so far. Enigma actually counter-heavying. Oh man, this is getting kind of crazy. So we do have a Prolander set up right now with, a Soldier and Scout coming in and just wrecking that heavy. Not an easy thing to play heavy against Six's classes like these guys, but Wonderwall jumping in could not get the kill on KBK, which means that there's going to be a slight Uber advantage for Classic Mixup. And they're going to push in with that right now and try to recapture the middle point once again.
The control point is being captured.
Watch out for some flanking scouts, though. There you go. I think, well, it looks like Flow's just going to let them have it. Oh, they're going for back cap, and they do pop the Uber right away. That's how you want to back cap, is you pop the Uber to stop your opponents from capping mid, and then you have somebody sitting on second. And it looks like Mixup actually responding pretty expertly to it so far. They do pop their own Uber now, and 3 players down already for Flow. So Mixup is probably going to get this point. Not much of an Uber advantage though. And I think that Flow will probably have to give up the second as well, so we may see some off-classing again, Kip, on that last point.
Yay.
In fact, already we do have Ruin on the sniper, walking out with that Darwin's Danger Shield. Whoa! Crappy camera work again.
I'm glad you're doing it, not me.
Yeah, well, you know, we here at SalTV are no strangers to awful camera. That's why I just keep it on first person most of the time. And it turns out, so Sigma, of the Sigma Seabear Bloodsire casting trio, has actually written some code. Wow, that's a nice little spot there that Moose is on. But he's written some code that works for live games only right now, but it pulls information from the match servers and then just says, okay, well, who's going to top frag, who's going to get the most point in the next minutes, and puts the camera on them. And that just sounds super awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, it takes like half of my job away, which I really want that. But I don't think it works for STV demos yet. So hopefully he gets on that, because I would just love that guy forever.
I don't know, sounds like the machines are taking over to me.
I'm okay with that. Machines should be doing my job pretty much all the time.
Alright, so here's my question. Both teams have Ubers, 100%. What is the catalyst that makes them want to move? How do they break the stalemate, kind of just sitting here of Flow just sitting on their last point and Mixup on the second to last?
Well, the normal way that it happens is Mixup is going to wait until they get a kill. And if, you know, they might suicide somebody in, like Enigma or whoever, and they'll just have him walk in. If he can't get a kill, then they've only wasted one person. So it's going to be 6 on 5, but their opponents are at risk of a back cap, and so they usually don't push out in a situation like that, especially when it's just a scout who is dive-bombed and suicided. So Enigma now coming in on the heavy, and they're probably going to try to make a push in fairly soon. I would say bringing the heavy in and keeping the Uber on him most of the time, just so he can get out there and deal a lot of damage. Once even once the Uber fades, he'll have like 450 health, and he'll be standing on the point practically. So that's probably what they'll try now. But yeah, they are still waiting to see if they can't maybe just get a kill or do some damage or something. And meanwhile, Flow, if they really want to push out effectively, they have to wait until they get at least 2 kills, possibly 3, and they've gotten them right now. That's Wonderwall getting a nice headshot on Moose. And so we are going to see, yeah, a lot of players, Shrugger, for instance, switching back to Scout. And that means
Smacka with a nice sticky trap to take down Harblue.
So Shrugger's sneaking out here, though. And he's decided to back away, as Soup has died as well. So Flow losing their Demo Man. Oh, and now losing Shrugger. Mixup is going to push in on this. You see it is 6v3 right now. Mixup just kind of let Flow push into them, and now they are popping the Uber straight through. They'll have to take down the Sentry, so it's kind of like 6v4 with that Sentry being up. But they take it down, and they've still got a lot of players on the point, so it's tied up 4-4 in the second half, which means that the next point wins. Oh, and I do apologize. I am having allergies, but it's actually not as bad as I thought. Taking those allergy shots. Maybe it's helping after all. And so KBK is healing his players up here as they jump out. Looks like neither one of them really wanted... Oh, no. I think he did, actually. He's going to roll out. But Soup laying the sticks down, and he is going to start doing some damage over that rock pretty soon. he hasn't already. And it looks like Enigma actually coming out on the heavy again. He's going to take a lot of the heals, though. Lansky very quickly dying as a result, because they are not getting a lot of the heals from their med. And Moose down as well. There's still 3 players up for Mixup, but they lose the point because they don't have that mobility. And there you go, Enigma taken down by Wonderwall. Now it is a race to see who can kill the medic first here. KBK actually has 100% Uber, so he might just have to pop it to save his skin. He's going to try and dodge. No, not going to work.
Ends up popping.
Yeah, that's really...
Oh, that's awkward when you're Ubered and you have no one to heal and you just run around with opposing players.
Yeah, he was pretty much just trying to get away there and get back to the rest of his team. But Flow, I mean, they know they've got an Uber advantage now. Even though it's 6v6, Uber advantage counts for a lot, so they can get in here, focus down, maybe a heavier Pyro. Actually, Pyro play really solid right here, doing some crazy good reflex, but it doesn't matter. Platinum and KBP take it down anyway. There's a heavy standing on the point. He's going to do some damage, but he gets popped off. It's not enough, and I think that Flow will probably end up winning this, unless, whoa, Mixup actually doing some crazy damage, but, oh, the Uber Saw's coming out. Pure finishes it off with a double Uber Saw kill.
Wow.
So that was an incredibly intense game. Kip, your thoughts on 6v6 in general? Did you learn anything here?
I did. I learned it's very complicated. A lot of mind games, but that's really interesting, and I guess just practice gets you better adjusted to what people are thinking, what people are going to do, except if you're going against the flow, apparently.
Yeah, no, those guys just pull crazy stuff out all the time. I mean, if you've got anybody like Harblue or Pure on the same team, you know they're going to be doing some awesome stuff. So, anyway, like you said, practice makes perfect, or at least makes you into a better player. And if you want to practice sixes, there's a couple ways you can do it. tf2lobby.com, or you can, if you feel like you want to hang with the some of the ESEA and some of the pro players, you can try out tf2.pug.na and do add up in that IRC channel on GameSurge, because those guys are a lot of fun to play with. But hopefully you have enjoyed this video. And Kip, any shoutouts before we go?
Nothing, just check out my channel. It's youtube.com/falafel1066. I want to thank Sal for having me. This is actually a dream come true, so thank you so much.
It has been excellent, and I do hope to see you casting more games in the future. Maybe a couple of 6v6 here and there, but I know you do a lot of Highlander, and we do need more Highlander casts out there, so more props to you.
Word.
All right, we are signing out.